Hello, I am Kristen Grace McGarry, and I am a health and lifestyle alchemist. I have a lot of different degrees in Asian medicine. I started off in Western medicine and was pre-med at the University of Arizona and was a nationally board certified EMT and volunteered in the emergency room and realized that Western medicine is amazing at saving lives, but they really fall short when it comes to chronic and degenerative illnesses. And so I began my Asian medical school training and went on to become a homeopath, an herbalist, and functional medicine practitioner. And I have a lot of tools in my toolbox, and I am committed to sharing as much as I can with you during this interesting time of the COVID pandemic. Today, I'd like to address psychosomatics. So, the structure of our physical body is an expression of our soul and what we've gone through. The way our tissues form, the way that they fall on our bones, where we have excess tissue or deficient tissue or concave tissue, all represent something about our life and often our childhood. And in psychosomatics, we look for the underlying unconscious meaning that certain things in our physical structure and symptoms in our body or life can mean in a deeper way. It helps us uncover certain aspects of ourselves so that we heighten our awareness. And it's my belief that when our awareness is heightened about our mind, body, and spirit, that we can fulfill our purpose on the planet and feel free and joyful in our bodies and our relationships and our lives. So today I wanted to bring up the psychosomatic aspect of a viral infection. Now, this can have many different meanings, but I want to look at personally what it could mean for us as well as a community and globally. I'd like to start by reading something from one of my teachers, Carol Maureen Friesen, where she looked up the meaning in our psychosomatic Bible, so I call it, of meanings of symptoms in our body and our world. So a viral infection may be an underlying emotion in mass consciousness. It could mean resentful resignation. So see if any of this lands for you personally, or if you can make an association to our culture. Could it be that you're having an experience that life has been quite difficult, and that you may be feeling very little, if any, positives in your life? It may feel like everything is one long series of responsibilities, traumas, drudgeries, especially of late. It is a result of perhaps a grimly getting through the night sort of feeling when you were younger in a dysfunctional family. And there may be bitterness in your opinions of others. You may be lacking joy in your life. You may feel a block to experiencing beauty, good, and joy in the world around you. So these are all aspects that could be fitting you around this viral outbreak. So see what lands for you. Next, I'm going to share my experience of the psychosomatics of a virus. I'm connecting it to our culture now. I believe that there are emotional viruses as well as physical viruses. And an emotional virus, a good example of that could be hate. I believe hate is like an emotional virus. I believe gossip is like an emotional virus. It's something that can spread very quickly, and it's usually not based on truth. It might have a sliver of truth, but it's very partial. I also believe that racism is like a cultural or social virus that can spread very quickly. And so when we start to explore in our own mind, our emotions, our thinking, what feelings or thoughts that you may have feel viral in nature. These could be old beliefs, old habits, old thoughts that make you sick. They block you from thriving in your life. Now, this is not to discount that there's a real virus going on, but I think it's important to connect it to our mind, body, and spirit and start to look at it from multiple vantage points instead of only physical. So look in your own life. Where do you have an emotional virus of hate, or fear is another emotional virus, or resentment, or rage, or jealousy? These can all be considered emotions that can make us sick. It does not mean, and I am not suggesting, that we suppress or ignore our feelings. What I'm inviting us to do is to work with them in a new way once we identify them. And a new way could be journaling and writing things down. In Psychosomatics, we often will write things with our non-dominant hand, as if we're writing from the voice of a younger part of ourselves. In Psychosomatics, we'll also look at our structure and how is our structure expressing parts of our consciousness or unconscious, subconscious parts. And so when it comes to viral thoughts and emotions, begin to look at how your body is. I'll give you a couple of pointers now to start to self-correct your physical structure, which allows your lymphatic system to flow better, which supports healthy immune function. One of the first recommendations I'll make is to watch your foot point. So if your toes point out and you walk like a duck, then it could be that parts of you feel torn in different directions. So I'll invite you, watch your foot point. Bring your feet in alignment as if you're walking on a single track. Walk forward in your life, coming from your higher self with discernment. Foot point's a biggie. Next, I'll invite you to look at how you hold your head. Do you lift your chin when you talk to people? That could be a way of snubbing them. And that can be a form of an old emotional virus stuck in your system. If you're feeling insecure, then you might employ your ego and snub people subtly by doing a little chin lift. Another piece I'll invite, because the virus, the COVID virus often will attack the lungs, I'll invite you to look at your shoulders. In Psychosomatics, we would like to see your shoulders down and back and relaxed. Your lats, your back muscles coming together and relaxing the tissue down your back. If you're holding a lot of tension in your neck and shoulders, you could be holding old emotions that can get stuck and eventually make you sick or contribute to you getting sick. So shoulders down and back. Also, deep breathing. Practice breathing, deep diaphragmatic breathing, where you're expanding your chest and your lungs, your rib cage in all directions. Some people, I'll show you, some people breathe and just pop their chest and ribs forward, and they disconnect their ribs from their second and from their third chakra, their solar plexus. And instead, expand your diaphragm in all directions as you're breathing. This creates more power in your breath, and it can also release emotions that are stuck in you. Another way to release emotions I learned from my Qigong teachers, Dr. Jerry Allen Johnson, Diego, and Chris. Hello if you're watching this video. Thank you so much for your wise teachings. One thing I've learned from them is something called dry crying. So sometimes it doesn't feel easy for our emotions to pour forward. Sometimes we've been suppressing them and pushing them down in our physical body and our emotional body for a long time. So dry crying can be a way of releasing trapped emotions that could eventually make us sick or might be causing current symptoms. And the way we do dry crying is often standing. I'm going to stay seated because of the camera. And you soften your knees and tilt your pelvis forward slightly. And you're going to lean back with your arms open, your chest open, and you lean back and your body will start to quiver and tremble. Allow the vibration of that trembling to dislodge any old emotions that might be trapped in your body and your lungs. And then the fun part, you get rid of, release any self-consciousness and pretend to cry as if you're a child. I'm going to demonstrate from a seated position. So leaning back till your body starts to tremble and then crying. And continuing that for as many minutes as feels good to you. If you can do it for 2 minutes every day, it can create a huge emotional release. Afterwards, sit and rest and still yourself, still your mind. Focus on deep breathing. Hi, Richard. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Gurpreet. Oh, mwah. Love you both. Thank you for being here. So settle your mind. Settle your body after the dry crying. If something particular popped into your awareness, you can write it down. If nothing came to you, that's okay. Just be there and take deep breaths, filling your diaphragm in all directions. And do this every day and let me hear what you notice. Let me hear how it feels to you. Throughout the day, other emotions may start to arise. And this is okay. This is natural. We welcome that natural clearing. If you have any other questions about psychosomatics, please reach out. During this time when we're isolating, I am offering about 15 minutes, 20 minutes of face reading. So please reach out to me if you're interested in face reading. It can guide you and reaffirm what you're doing, but also guide you in making small tweaks to your posture and how you express yourself in the world, in your family, in your life to keep you healthy. So if you're interested in a face reading, please send me a direct message or leave a message here below this video. And I'm here to help in any way I can and empower you on your journey to vibrant health. That's all for today, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow on Facebook Live. All right, bye for now. Be well.